Hey guys, and welcome to Thriving in Your Mind Thursday. I'm Nikki Gangemi, and today we're going to be talking about how to move through unwanted circumstances with more ease and more grace. There is a lot of unwanted circumstances, especially right now, right? And what if you can move through them with more ease? What if you can get to feeling happier and just more peace of mind a whole lot sooner? And that's what I want to talk about today, because it comes down to one thing, one simple thing. It's simple. It's not easy to do. I'm going to tell you that right now, but it is simple. You can feel a lot better, and it starts with you. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Nikki Gangemi, and I help you reprogram your mind for success so that you can be, do, have whatever you want, and you can enjoy the journey along the way. So how to move through unwanted circumstances. What I want to know is, are you someone whose mood is easily affected by people and things? And if you are someone who's sensitive, like myself, if you're someone who is empathic, it's likely that you are easily swayed. You could be in a perfectly good mood, right? You wake up, you're feeling pretty good, you make your cup of coffee, you start to do your thing, and then somebody calls. Or you turn on the TV and you see or hear something that just knocks you off, right? And now all of a sudden, your mood has changed. And that happens, but here we can gain back control, because the only thing we really have control over is our thoughts. It's what we think. If you follow Abraham, the teachings of Abraham, I love listening to Abraham Hicks. Circumstances are not positive or negative. It's what we think about the circumstances. So they're actually neutral, and it's what are your thoughts about it? And see, the biggest mistake that we all make is that we try to control circumstances. And that's where you lose your power. I mean, we cannot control circumstances. We can't control the weather. For example, I'm looking outside my window and it is a gray, rainy, windy day. So I likely won't be getting out for a walk today, but there's, from little things like that where you maybe have plans for the day, and the weather might ruin those plans. Maybe you had an outdoor thing you were doing, you were maybe not right now, but in the past when we were together and outside, maybe you had a barbecue schedule that day, and then all of a sudden it rains. That's the circumstance, and it's like, now we can't have the barbecue outside. So there's little circumstances that affect how we feel and can bring us down. And then there's much bigger and more serious circumstances, like the circumstance we're all in right now with what's going on in the world. And there's a lot of unwanted, but when we can let go, and I know it's hard, it is hard, I'm not gonna say it's easy, but when you can let go and get your attention off of what you don't want, that is your ticket to feeling better. And right now I'm thinking of, those commercials, those really long commercials, the one from the ASPCA with the dogs and the cats who are injured or sick. And that's one where I could be feeling totally fine and I've got the TV on, and then that commercial comes on, and it's the longest commercial ever. It's like 5 minutes long, and you keep seeing these images of the sick and hurt animals, and right away it's like it brings you down, right? It affects your mood, because now your focus, your attention is on that. So I'm somebody who grabs the remote and I change that right away, because it's something that I don't want to keep my attention on, right? So when we can learn how to move our attention off of the thing that is causing us to feel whatever, stressed, overwhelmed, sad, that's where you can experience a shift, because we cannot control circumstances. We can only control our reaction to it. We can only control our thoughts about it. So I want to read to you this quote. It comes from the book I love this book, Ask and It Is Given. I'm a big reader. If you don't know that already, I'm always sharing quotes from books. But this book, Ask and It Is Given, and it's the teachings of Abraham, Esther, and Jerry Hicks. And they're talking about that there's uncontrollable circumstances in our lives. And we get into trouble when we try to control the circumstance and when we try to control others. So this is what Abraham says. Most people offer the majority of their thought vibrations in response to something they are observing. That's the example I gave, observing the commercial from the ASPCA, and while you're observing that, it causes you to think certain thoughts and feel a certain way. So I'm going to go back to the book. When they observe something wonderful, they feel wonderful. And when they observe something awful, they feel awful. But they believe they have no control over how they feel because they realize that they cannot control the circumstances that they have observed. Many people spend the majority of their lives attempting to control circumstances because they believe that in the controlling of the circumstance, they will feel better. But no matter how much control they gain over the actions of others, it's never enough because there is always another uncontrollable circumstance. I love that. And let me just unpack that a little bit. What is going on in what's being said in this book is that when we try to control something, that's where we get knocked off course. That's where we can spiral down a rabbit hole because we're trying so hard to hold on to something that we want or have something go our way. And when it doesn't feel good. And it can bring us completely down, and it affects how you show up that day, how you show up for yourself, for work, for your family. How you feel determines everything, right? I mean, who here has not worked out as much as before because maybe you're not motivated to work out at home? You know, I'm raising both hands because I was a person that when the gym was opened, I was going to the gym 4 or 5 times a week. But working out at home, not as motivated. How about you? Have you been motivated to work out and even to eat healthy under these circumstances? So we allow circumstances to control how we feel. But the way that you can move through something that's unwanted, you know, you don't want something to be a certain way, is to pay attention to the thoughts that you're thinking about the circumstance. What are the judgments that you're having? And once you realize that you're choosing to think certain things about the situation, that is now your point where you could say, you know what? I'm going to choose to think different thoughts. I'm going to choose to put my attention on something else. And once you start feeling better, you're going to start noticing that you're going to take different actions. Maybe you will start working out, right? Oh, I've got people on here. Hi, I saw Diane. Hello, Karen. Hi. It's hard, but now I'm working out more. Just see my friends on Zoom and keep busy. Yeah, it is. It's hard, right? It's hard to just stay motivated when you are not feeling up to it. That's why when we could get in touch with our feelings, when we could pay attention to how we feel, you can change how you feel. How do you change how you feel? Become aware of the thoughts you think and change the thoughts that you think and move your attention. Minimize how much you listen to certain things on social media because everybody that's talking is just projecting their own fears, their own worries, and you don't have to own it. Give yourself permission not to own it. Like I said when I started this live out, if you are sensitive, let me know, are you a sensitive person? If you are empathic, are you an empathic person? People who are sensitive and empathic, they take on the weight, seemingly, of the world, right? They carry all that on and it brings you down. But you're in control of that. You don't have to let that happen. You can choose what you allow into your mind and into your heart and what you don't. And one of the things that you can do is just, like I said, shift your attention. Put it on something else. And what if you let yourself start to think about what's possible? You know, what if something good came out of this? What if an idea was sparked out of this, and that idea was the $1 million idea that was going to set me off on a whole new course, getting me to do what I want to do in my life? Diane is saying, yes, I agree. We can't control our circumstances no matter how hard we try, but we can control our reactions. Yes. In fact, most people want to control others or circumstances because they themselves lack self-control. We want to feel in control, but we're not. And we're especially feeling that right now with what's going on in the world. We don't have control over anything. Even as to, we're talking about working out. When are the gyms going to be opened? Who knows? When is all this going to go away? When are we going to be able to see each other in the flesh? When are we going to be able to see each other and spend time? We don't know, and that could make us feel uneasy. And there's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing we can do about it. The only thing you can do about it is change what you're putting your attention on. Change the way you're thinking about it, and not spiraling down the rabbit hole and going, down like this negative thing. No. What if things get better? What if this has, when you were a kid and you would daydream and you would wonder and you would imagine, go back to that. It just feels so much better. And I don't mean to sound like, keep your head in the sand and not be realistic. I was talking to somebody and she said, my son gets so mad at me because he says, Mom, it's like you're sitting on a pile of pixie dust. Like, get real. Wake up. And I said, you know what? Sit on that pile of pixie dust, because you know what? I like sitting on the pile of pixie dust. It makes me feel better. And that's all that matters, right? That's all that. I see you right now and it feels great. It feels great, right? All that matters is how you feel. Period. Because how you feel is going to determine everything. It's going to determine, are you there for your kid or your friend who really needs someone to listen to them right now? Are you there and able to be present and give them the love and attention that they need in that moment? How you feel, are you going to try out that new recipe tonight that you promised your family and they're excited for? How you feel is going to determine whether you have the energy or not to do that. How you feel determines whether you wake up early or whether you hit the snooze button 15 times, like I sometimes do, like I did today. I had a hard time waking up today. I went to bed too late. But how you feel determines everything. And why do we want to feel better? Mental freedom? Yes, Diana. Change your mind, change your actions. Yes, Karen. Yeah. And I see there's more comments here, I'm not seeing them. Yes, we create our own heaven. We do. And why do we want to feel better? It's not to be a cheerleader. It's not to just let's slap a happy face sticker on it and let's go. It is how you feel and how productive you are. How much success you have in your life is determined on how you feel and how you show up and how much you get done. And it's not about checking things off the box, but things that you really want to get done to move you forward. Maybe it's getting on the phone and making phone calls because you want more clients or more customers, or like I said, maybe it's you want to drop a few pounds, so it's I was about to say going to the gym. I had a mental moment where I forgot. But maybe it's going on to a Zoom Pilates or a Zoom Zumba or whatever. And it is all dependent on how you feel. And the way you can change how you feel is changing first in your mind. It's a conditioning of the mind. And that's why I want to tell you about a free gift that I have for you. And it is a calm method that I created. You guys, you're going to love this calm method. I've had a lot of positive feedback already of how it really helps you to go from focusing on what you don't want and feeling bad or stressed or overwhelmed, and how in 4 simple steps you can turn that around and you can just completely change your vibe. And guess what? We live in an attraction-based universe. How you feel is everything. That is what you attract back to yourself. So we want to start being really mindful of the thoughts that we think so that we can feel better, so that we can start drawing to us better. That's what we want. So with this calm method, all you have to do is go to Nikki Ganjemi, my name, nikkiganjemi.com/calm-method. And I will put the link above the video or below the video or wherever direction. And what this is going to help you to do, it's 4 steps that's going to walk you through whatever the negative emotion is, if it's anxiety, overwhelm, stress, to a place of peace of mind and relief, so that you are ready to take that next action, so that you can bounce back. It's really going to help you to condition your mind to get rid of those unwanted thoughts and to harness control over your emotions, so that, like I said, you can feel better, and your experience on this path to where we are right now, to where we eventually want to be, what if it could be more smooth? What if it could be happier? What if you could enjoy it more, right? So go to nikkiganjemi.com/calm-method and grab your copy of the Calm Method. You're going to love it. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in, for interacting with me. Let's feel better. Let's raise the vibe. Let's start thinking about what is possible, because there is so much. There is so much at our fingertips. And I want to leave you with one last thing. My friend Jennifer Sutton, she's got these what if, I don't know if you can see it with the light, this what if wellness cards, and they're really great because there are a bunch of what if questions. And this one that I pulled today says, what if the problem I am facing is an answer to my deepest question? I mean, I love this so much, because where we tend to get caught up is in the problem. And when we're in the problem and we're focused on what is wrong, what is missing, what is not right, you can't see an answer. You can't see a solution, right? So what if the problem I am facing is the answer to my deepest question? And wouldn't that be nice? So again, it's a conditioning of the mind. It's changing the way you think. You have the power to do that as the deliberate creator that you are. Have a great day, everybody. Yes, Diane, you too. Thank you for the positive motivation. You're welcome. That's what I'm here for. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.